On tonight's Wales at 6, send the red tape packing, plans to speed up and smooth out house buys, but can it stop the devastation of sales collapsing?
You get the rug pulled out of your feet and we're no longer moving and we're just living with the boxes now.
Also tonight, being body positive, the world champion cyclist pushing to keep girls in sport. Plus, harvesting pastures new, exclusive access to Wales's first Hindu farm inspired by generations of families. And
happy birthday to you.
It's another lap around the sun for 106-year-old Mr. Filer. He shares his unmistakable Owen wisdom. Hello, good evening to you. Buying or selling a house can be extremely complex and stressful, but when the deal falls through at the last minute, it can become a nightmare. Each year, 500,000 house sales collapse in the UK, and now a consultation has been launched to make the process quicker and easier. Our Consumer Affairs reporter Kate Lewis has been speaking to two young families who have recently been left unable to move and out of pocket.
Moving home should be exciting. But for Rosie and her family, it's proving anything but. Last month and right at the last minute, the sale of their house here in Newport fell through. A situation, she tells me, which left her feeling completely blindsided.
We packed the house up, we started selling furniture, we sold our bed frame, so we're sleeping on a mattress on the floor. We sold the cot, so we don't have a cot for the 2-year-old anymore. Everything's gone. Removals were booked in. We'd paid a deposit to the removals company. And then, you get the rug pulled out of your feet.
Looking back, Rosie says there were some red flags.
They were very difficult to get hold of. They weren't doing things in the expected timeframes. So, like sending off for searches and stuff, all that happened really slowly. And then they didn't get their survey booked in until the month we were due to be completing.
First kind of couple of weeks of it being on the market.
Here in Barry, Hannah Rapper has a similar story. 4 months into the process, her house sale collapsed.
I think there was one piece of outstanding paperwork that solicitors were waiting for, and then the buyer's buyer decided to pull out, and then everybody there were 3 more properties in that chain then, so every single one of us is now back on the market starting again.
And now this mum of 2 is trying to pick up the pieces.
Financially, what has this already cost you?
So probably between £500 and £1,000 so far, just on those kind of solicitor fees that you pay out and your mortgage application and all those sorts of things.
So I've been along to one estate agent to try and find out why this keeps happening.
What is the issue here?
Everything really, from solicitors having too many files on their desk, so they could have 100, 150, 200 cases to deal with, which naturally slows things down. Some of the surveyors and the banking and some of the application processes can take so long. So it's sort of every facet of the industry just needs an overhaul.
And that's what the UK government says it's proposing to do, launching a home buying and selling consultation, which they say will fix the broken system. The plans include looking at ways of cutting delays between offer and completion and reducing the number of failed sales. Sellers could soon have to share more details before listing a property, helping buyers avoid nasty surprises. Estate agents, solicitors and mortgage lenders would be encouraged to share updates digitally, keeping everyone in the loop. The government say it's all part of an effort to make the housing market more modern and less of an uphill climb. Rosie welcomes these reforms, but for her it's now an anxious wait while they try and seal the deal for a second time.
Well, Kate, this will unfortunately be a story familiar to lots of people watching. What can they do to try and avoid it?
Well, that's the thing, Andrea. Under the current system, there is nothing that we can definitely do to stop this happening. But I have come up with some top tips to minimise the chances of it going wrong. The first is use a reputable estate agent and check out their reviews online before going there. Make sure that they have the resources and experience to keep an eye on the whole chain, what they call chain progression. A good agent can spot problems early on. Next, get your surveys and checks done as quickly as possible. That includes things like a building survey or mortgage valuation. The earlier you get those, the quicker your purchase can move. And choose a good solicitor. Check out how they'll keep you updated and, importantly, how often. Seek assurance that they will keep in touch with your agent and the other side's solicitor. That can make a huge difference when things get complicated, especially if you find yourself in a long chain. So look, while you can't control everything, having the right people around you, like your agent, your surveyor and your solicitor, really can make all the difference. Approximately 1 in 3 transactions fail. That costs buyers and sellers around £400 million a year in wasted costs. And that's why the government have launched this online survey. It's open now until the end of the year. And Andrea, you know, it is really important that we all have our say to try and make this system better.
And really valuable advice, but all listening very carefully. Kate, thank you. Elsewhere this evening, a woman was shot dead after rivalry between 2 drug gangs became violent, a court has heard. 40-year-old Joanne Penny was killed in March when she opened the door of a flat in Talbot Green. 6 people are on trial at Cardiff Crown Court charged with her murder. Richard Morgan is there for us this evening. Richard, good evening to you. What else was said in court today?
Well, Andrea, this murder was committed, say the prosecution, against the background of a clash between 2 rival organised crime gangs. One of them, the so-called Rico gang, was involved in drug trafficking in Leicestershire and was attempting to expand its operations into South Wales. The other group were already operating in the area. Now, on March the 9th, the jury was told members of the Rico gang drove down from Leicestershire to South Wales, met up with other gang members and then went to Talbot Green with a plan to exact revenge on the rival group. It's claimed one of them knocked on the door at an address, while another, Marcus Huntley, shot at the person who opened the door. That person was Joanne Penny. Now, emergency services rushed to the scene where they discovered Miss Penny, who was 40 years old. They did their best to save her, but she sadly died of her injuries. A bullet was later recovered from Joanne's heart.
And Richard, what more do we know about the defendants in this case?
Well, 6 people aged between 21 and 68 are on trial for murder. 4 of them are from Leicestershire. Joshua Gordon was described in court as the head of the Rico organised crime group. His girlfriend, Christina Genova, is also on trial, as are Tony Porter and his girlfriend, Melissa Quayle-Dashper, together with 2 Cardiff-based defendants, Marcus Huntley and Jordan Mills-Smith. Now, the prosecution say the defendants all played different roles in what happened. But it's the Crown's contention that they are jointly responsible for the murder. All 6 deny murder. Gordon, Genova, Quayle-Dashper and Porter also deny a separate charge of participating in the activities of an organised crime group. The trial continues.
Richard Morgan at Cardiff Crown Court for us this evening. Thank you. A groundbreaking partnership between a prison and a house builder is turning offenders' lives around. HMP Berwyn is working with Williams Homes from Bala to train up prisoners in construction skills. The model has been so successful in cutting reoffending rates on release, it's now being rolled out to other prisons. Our correspondent Carol Green has been given exclusive access to the project, which is rebuilding lives behind bars.
My name's Chris. I'm 2 years into a 15-year sentence for concerns in the supply of a Class A. I'm actually a qualified chef. I worked upstairs in the training kitchen for 2 years. So I wanted to come down here and add another string to the bow.
Chris is one of 35 prisoners who are part of a trailblazing construction programme. It's a rehabilitation partnership between the prison and house builder Williams Homes.
They do everything in here from, they build the joinery, so for the internal fabrics, they do the fence panels, they do bird boxes, they do benches. The brilliant part of that is it's able to take them to real life work on the outside.
And that's Chris's goal, learning new skills and sticking to routine takes him closer to leading a crime-free life on release.
The modular housing itself is it's quite a hard course to get onto. You've got to be well behaved as well. But I highly recommend it for anyone.
Tony, what have we got here?
So these are timber frame panels that we produce in HMP Berwyn. Get the prisoners to actually make the panels. So the timber frames are produced there, brought to site and erected for social housing.
This pilot partnership has drastically cut reoffending rates for those who take part.
Some people who've come through our programme have never worked a day in their lives. So it's a real shock to the system, but they really embrace it.
So really it's skilling up people.
It's very much so skilling and it's transferable. Upon release, we offer employment opportunities, so they have an opportunity to come to site and actually build the houses that they've produced in the prison.
Back behind bars, Chris is proud of his achievements.
I did 2 weeks on a training table. After that, I was on my own table training somebody else. And then there's a little incentive where you win the golden hammer each week. It's like the best worker, sharpest cuts, squarest of levels, stuff like that.
The aim of this workshop is to give prisoners like Chris the skills they will need to build a stable life on the outside, free of offending. That's good for them, their families and their communities.
It completely changes lives. So the whole purpose of what we do and why we've got all of this facilities in here is to actually stop people from reoffending. We have employment events where employers can actually see what they've done, what they've created, interview them and then offer them a job before they're actually released. And what that means for our cohort is it gives them real hope.
For Chris, hope is about progressing to an open prison.
I'm looking at going to Cat D in 2 weeks, and being down here has helped me with that as well, from the positive behaviour and being part of the regime, abiding by the regime, going to work.
Since it opened, HMP Berwyn has been beset with scandals. But this programme is leading the way in rebuilding lives free of crime. Carol Green, ITV News, Wrexham.
It is 12 minutes past 6 now. Thanks for being with us. Still to come on the programme for you this evening. We're out and about across Wales. Hannah.
Join me live from this temple in Cardiff as Hindus here and across Wales celebrate their new year. But for this community, it's about new beginnings and a new farm. Find out more in a few minutes.
And talking of celebrations, we're going to catch up with 106-year-old Owen Filer. What do people need to do, Owen?
Stay tuned.
We are gripped. We're definitely going to be staying tuned, Owen. First, though, in the next few minutes, Emma Finucane will begin her attempt to win a third successive cycling world title. And the Olympic gold medal winner has spoken to this programme to champion female body positivity. She says that when she was a teenager, she didn't want to build muscle or for her legs to look bigger. With 42% of girls in sports saying they aren't happy with how they look, Finucane wants to be the role model that she never had. Here's our sports reporter, Matt Southcombe.
She's the fastest woman on two wheels. Emma Finucane is one of our nation's top athletes and capable of doing incredible things. But in order to do them, her body has to be built in a certain way. And that's something that she wrestled with as a teenager.
When I was growing up as a 16-year-old girl, I was like, I don't want to get bigger and I don't want my legs to look different. And I wish I had someone at 16 being like, yeah, you might change, but that's okay. And if you want to become this successful sprinter, you're going to have to gain muscle to be more powerful.
Body confidence is regularly identified as one of the main reasons why teenage girls lose interest in sport. It's an issue that Finucane is keen to address.
Me riding my bike, yes, I might have bigger legs, but I need to produce power to beat other people, and I won't be where I am today if I didn't put on that muscle, or if I didn't eat more protein, or if I didn't do things like that. So your body does amazing things, and it doesn't matter if you don't look like a typical person, because we're elite athletes at the end of the day. We don't do normal things. So I think it's pretty cool what we do, and that's kind of like the message I want to get across, and I want to inspire young girls to get into sport, no matter what you look like.
It's been a whirlwind 18 months for the speedster from Carmarthen. Last year, she became British cycling's golden girl by scooping 3 medals at the Olympic Games, including gold in the team sprint. But behind her visor, she was still just a young athlete learning to cope with the weight of expectation.
I cried every day at the Games. It was actually a lot worse than I've ever experienced. For me, I deem myself as headstrong. I feel like I'm pretty switched on and know what I want, but sometimes I didn't understand why I'd feel this way. But I think I was just so nervous. It's such a high pressure environment. I was tired. Physically, I was in the best shape of my life. Like, that was the simple part. It was the emotional part, and that's something I'll learn for LA, because Paris, I struggled with that actually. I struggled to protect my emotional state throughout the 7 days.
After a well-earned break earlier this year, she's now back on track and aiming to claim her 3rd successive world title in Chile this week.
Ultimately, I love racing my bike, and yeah, this World Championships I feel ready for. I feel really excited for. I feel like I know exactly like where my body is. I feel like I'm in really good shape for this World Championship.
Over the last year, Finucane has become a household name. And as she returns to racing, she continues to inspire young girls across Wales with her actions on the track and her words off it. Matt Southcombe, ITV News.
Emma there, empowering young girls into sport. Now, it has been 5 years in the pipeline, but only 5 months since it was purchased. Wales now has its very first Hindu farm. Members of the community in Cardiff all have ancestors who were farmers in India, and for a long time they've wanted to grow fruit and vegetables for their neighbours here in Wales. This year, the start of that journey, well, it finally came true. Our rural affairs correspondent Hannah Thomas is at a temple in Cardiff this evening to tell us a bit more about this amazing project. Good evening, Hannah.
Yes, thank you very much indeed, Andrea. Well, as you can probably hear, it is very busy here at the Sri Temple in Grangetown. And it was here that this community came up with the idea of buying and running their own farm. Now, it is Hindu New Year's Day today, and as you can see, everybody is gathered as part of the thanksgiving to their gods for the harvest. But for this community, alongside their city life, they wanted to experience a bit of the rural way of life. So they've given me exclusive access to their Tir Aiken farm in the Vale of Glamorgan.
Oh, nice.
Apple picking in the rain is never an easy job, but the Hindu community in Cardiff is getting used to its new way of life on a farm in St Andrew's Major.
Anoop, this is certainly a learning curve on how to farm in Wales, because we've got wild, wet Welsh weather.
Yeah, well, it's the polar opposite, because we've been battling against drought, unseasonably hot weather, so it's refreshing to be doing this in wet weather. Nobody within our community, within our culture, has ever thought to farm. So the idea of the farm is to connect us back to that, make us appreciate, if you like, all aspects of not only faith, our spirituality, but what the land gives us.
It's certainly not glamorous. Spreading out the fertiliser to grow plants in next year is not for the faint-hearted, but all members of the community are getting stuck in.
This particular site, which was bought 66 acres, is actually owned by the Sri Swaminarayan Mandir in Bhuj in India, and Cardiff community is the sort of custodian for running the farm on a day-to-day basis. All our grandparents and ancestors in India are all farmers, and so it's going back to our grassroots.
The site has always been a working farm with horses and livestock. They hope there'll be crops here next year and a bumper harvest to enjoy.
Well, this gentle giant is one of the only animals here at the moment on the farm, but the horses were actually here before the Hindu community took the farm over. They're renting out the stables now, though, because they're determined they're going to stay. They've also got some sheep planned as well.
Managing the woodland on the farm is also a top priority for the Hindu community.
So encouraging families to sort of like build these bug hotels in their own little, gardens. Gardens.
They want to see their work here play a small part in tackling the nature crisis and fighting the climate crisis too.
What are your favourite things about this place?
Oh, so many. I mean, the walks around here, brilliant. My little garden down there, brilliant. There's so much. Every time we come, I spot something new every time.
And has it brought the community together?
Definitely, yeah.
The community at Tir Achium Farm has had lots of support from local farmers, but its own farming journey is only just beginning.
Yes, indeed. Well, it is still very busy here, and over the coming days they will be discussing in this temple how they can take the farm forward in the future. Hindus here, though, across Wales and the world, were celebrating Diwali yesterday among a big week of festivities ahead. As you can see, though, today is very much about New Year's Day for them. Now, so far we have been the only ones to film at the farm, Andrea, and I think we will be going back to see how things are shaping up in the coming months.
Let's hope so. Real buzz around New Year and at the new farm. Hannah, thank you very much. Let's get a reminder now of tonight's top story. A consultation has been launched to look at how to make the process of buying or selling a house quicker and easier. It comes as figures reveal 500,000 house sales collapse in the UK each year. Still to come on the ITV Evening News.
A 15-year-old boy who murdered fellow pupil Harvey Wilgoose at their school in Sheffield has been named. Mohammed Umar Khan was today handed a life sentence with a minimum term of 16 years for Harvey's murder. Sir Keir Starmer has backed calls for a parliamentary inquiry into Prince Andrew's rent-free mansion. And keeping up with Kim Kardashian as she takes on a lead role in a new legal drama. Do join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
Mary with you very shortly. Now, here. He's probably Wales's best-known centenarian and a familiar face here on Wales at 6. We first met Owen Filer 5 years ago, and we've caught up with him for every birthday since. Last Sunday, he turned a remarkable 106 years old and has been celebrating in style. Why not? More on that in just a moment, but first, let's take a look back at when Rob Osborne first met him.
Oh, I've been here all my life. I'm 100 years old, and I can. Yes, I am. I'm 100 years old. I can remember the trams running down there, where those bricks are.
Are you actually 100 years old?
Yes, I got across the road to get on the tram.
What year were you born?
1910, 19, and I tell no lies.
You're 100 years old.
Yes.
He really, really was. Well, Rob is with Owen now. Rob, hello. How have the celebrations been then?
Hello, Andrea. You don't want to talk to me. This is the man you want to talk to. Here he is. We were just watching that video of when we first met 5 years ago, when you were 100 years old.
6 years ago.
And it's now 6 years ago, wasn't it? We're 106 now.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Marvellous.
And you've had quite a grand day out, which we're now going to see. So, what should we tell the director in the base?
Roll the tape.
Roll the tape, please. Happy birthday!
Oh, my God, where have you been?
Well, where have I been? I'm here.
I know, thank you.
Owen is now a remarkable 106 years old, but has lost nothing of his trademark wit or wisdom. Owen Filer, oldest man in Wales.
Is that what it says on there?
That's what it says on there.
I cut all this, look. When he grows out, I cut it off.
He is a remarkable man. But how to mark this birthday? Well, for Owen, Wales' oldest man, it is to be chauffeur-driven to Wales' oldest cinema and to be spoilt rotten.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Owen. Happy birthday to you.
It was organised by the veterans of the Royal Military Police, which Owen served in the Second World War.
He has this effect on people. You can't be grumpy around Owen. Everything he sees is in the positive.
And for a royal, well, a veteran of the Royal Military Police, well, what an ambassador.
Huge ambassador for us.
Earlier this year, he was centre stage in front of the King to commemorate the 80th anniversary of VJ Day at the National Memorial Arboretum.
When you go home, tell them of us, and for your tomorrows, we give our today.
For his daughters, Anne and Judith, huge pride. What an honour for your dad, this.
Very much. Yeah. He loves it. He loves all this sort of thing. The ladies were just asking now, what is it about Dad? And I said, he's just positive. He's just positive.
Look at that then! Whoa!
When Owen first went to the cinema, pictures had no sound. Today, he wants a classic. Top Hat with Fred and Ginger. Need something. Owen, if you're going to watch a film, you need some popcorn. Do you like popcorn?
Yeah, no, not really.
Oh, good.
The girls do.
Well, the girls can enjoy it. Surrounded by your daughters. You going to enjoy this now?
Yeah, we are.
This is good, isn't it?
Happy birthday, Owen. Enjoy the film. Well, we're home now. We've had quite an afternoon, but how was it?
Wonderful for me.
Yeah?
Wonderful. Yeah, take me back, 1935.
That's when you first saw Top Hat in the cinema?
Yes.
1935.
Yeah, my favourite two stars, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
And you've got to sit there and watch it today.
And today I found out she's not even Ginger.
Well, some question whether I am. Look, I met you 5 years ago. Yeah. I can say you are a friend of mine and a friend of ITV and Wales. Thank you so much, Owen. On to the 107th.
Yes, forward, onward and upward. I sold my bike.
We are going to see him next year for his 107th birthday. Thank you very much, Rob, and good evening. Happy birthday to Owen from all of us on the Wales at 6 team, of course. Well, it's weather time now. How do we follow that, though? I don't know. Let's see how things are shaping up. Here's Charlie Powell.
Today's forecast, blue skies, followed by a spread of hot and cold plates. TUI sponsors ITV Cymru Wales weather.
Hello. As we work our way into tomorrow, we're going to see some changes away from what's been a relatively calm day today to something a lot wetter and windier thanks to an area of low pressure. And here it is. Big weather system working its way in. So some persistent rain for most of us tonight, then some strengthening northwesterly winds as we head through tomorrow. Warnings in place for both of those things, and still a few showers and some fairly strong winds continuing into Friday as well. So for the rest of this evening, rain working its way in across South Wales initially, heavy and persistent, most of us tapping into some wet weather. It's just the extreme western side of the country will probably escape the worst of any intense rainfall. Showers, though, are forecast here for the end of the night. Temperatures not as low as last night, still single figures. Then as we head through tomorrow, the winds just strengthen down the west coast for the most part, with showers there. Bit of sunshine otherwise further inland, but the showers will work their way in, which is why the warnings stay in place right the way through until the evening tomorrow. And with the speed and direction of those winds, it will also feel a little bit colder, with highs of only 12 or so degrees, so below average on paper as well. But that low pressure does peel away as we head towards the weekend, which is looking a little bit calmer. We've still got winds coming in from a cool north to northwest direction. We've still got fronts trying to work their way through. There's still going to be a fair amount of cloud and probably still 1 or 2 showers, but it looks a little calmer than we're expecting things to be tomorrow. But yes, those warnings remain in place until the tail end of Thursday. And then the showers that follow into the weekend are gradually becoming fewer and further between. The winds are easing down, but the temperatures also probably just a little bit on the way down as well. It will feel a bit cooler. The nights could also be a bit cold.
TUI sponsors ITV Cymru Wales weather.
A little bit of change on the cards then, but as we always say, it is the season for it. Thanks very much for joining us this Wednesday evening. It's Carl Edwards back with you for your late update after the news at 10. There's plenty more as well on our website and ITVX. Bye-bye.